Tatum. We're at Building Your Faith Worship Center in Chicago, Illinois. I'm here with my brother, Mighty Hebrew. I'm just meeting this brother, and I love his spirit. I love his swag, as the young folks say. And I just want him just to introduce yourself to my listening audience and let them know who you are and what you're doing, man. And
absolutely.
we'll bring you to Chicago.
Oh, man, you bring me to Chicago. Absolutely, you bring me to Chicago. My name is Tribal Minister Nasik Charlene Deeb, and I'm Montezarian and Yasha Allah Senior. Everybody call me the Mighty Hebrew. I'm a prince in the better world, making the better world. Prince Asiel being Israel. I'm also an ambassador in training and making a better world. Oh man, the way to start, I do so much. I'm the founder of the Mighty Hebrew University. You can go to www.themightyhebrew.com. I'm also the founder of Hebrew Anthropogenesis, Hebrew Cosmogenesis, the Mighty Hebrew Israelite Sovereign National Research Team, the Mighty Hebrew Israelite Sovereign Law Firm, and now they just made me overseer of the national jurisdiction of the International Hebrew Israelite Sovereign Nationalistic Supreme Court over in Israel. So I'm doing a lot of things. I'm an author, I'm a historian, I'm a father, I have 3 wives, tons of children, so the list goes on and on, but I couldn't do none of that without the Creator having it. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hey man, I was hearing your testimony earlier as you were speaking at the church. Tell us a little bit about it, man. You said you was hearing about the Hebrew walk and the faith. Give us your whole transformation.
Absolutely.
How you came to the way into the faith, man.
Well, it was like a process of it. I was getting little similitudes. First it started, I was around 10 or 11, and I was inside of my godmother's room, and she was talking to her daughter. She was like, Jesus' real name was Yeshua. So that stuck to me as a young son, even though I'm Torah Center, that stuck to me as a young son. Then when I was 14, I used to mess with this Jamaican. Well, I might have been like 14, she might have been like 20, something like that. Her name was Mo, and she was a Rastafarian. And she used to always say, we're the Israelites, etc. So I'm like, yeah, all right, okay. So then that was the next wave of Israelite connections. Then when I was around 16, I seen in the 90s a group by the name of ISUBK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. They was on 15th Market, downtown Philadelphia, and there was a boxer with him by the name of Melchick Teller. So I'm like, that's Melchick Teller, So I'm listening to them. That was another time I was captivated, but I still didn't gravitate to it. Then I started doing some more research with my great-grandmother. My grandmother's mother was what was known as a Hebrew Pentecostal. Like she did, she used to always take me as a child. I used to wonder why we would go to church on Saturday. It felt like we was there every day.
Yeah.
Wednesday, they would do the Feast of Tabernacles, things like that. They believed in, the speaking of the tongues and, because it's a controversy in Christianity, can you still heal spiritual gifts? They believed in all the spiritual gifts, etc. So that was another touch. That was another touch of the Hebrew culture that I started becoming saturated with. So, me being a drug dealer one day, I had some drugs in the house. And inside that house, the woman that I was selling the drugs out of, she wanted more drugs. I wouldn't give her the drugs, so she called the cops and said that I was having sexual relations with my daughter. She was 13, I was 17, but it wasn't true. I didn't know there was a warrant for my arrest. Now, at the time I'm 17, I'm still out there selling drugs, doing my thing. Once I turned 18, I went back into that same neighborhood. Now I got drugs on me and a gun. She seen me. She called the cops on me. They came, got me, locked me up, took me down to the police station, ran me in. They said, look, you got a warrant for your arrest for rape, statutory rape, corrupting the morals of a minor, and you got this gun, this 45, and they found 2 bags of crack on me, 2 bundles of crack on me. So I'm like, damn. Now at the time I'm 18, so what they did was they certified me as an adult. So by them certifying me as an adult, it caused me to be something's going on.
Okay, I want to know.
Okay, something's going on real fast. Is he outside?
Yeah, he's waiting for the other car to pull up.
Okay.
Sorry.
So getting back, if somebody come through, you think they can open up the door for the brother? Yes.
It's open up now. So.
Okay, good. So they wanted to certifying me as a deal. So I took the deal for the drugs and the gun, and I fought the rape charge in trial. I wound up getting some charges dropped, some charges stuck, and they consolidated everything and gave me 4 to 8 for what they caught me on, and then a 4 to 15 and consolidated it. So my 4 to 8 I maxed out while I was upstate. I wound up being locked up from 1994. I came home 2005. In the process of that, like I was saying, there was a brother by the name of Knesset Klein. He had the offender restoration aid. He used to wear a turban with a jewel in the middle. And he was Old Testament based and started teaching me about the culture, gave me God, the black man, and truth, violated dry bones, Judea, trembles under
Books you read.
He just kept feeding me with books, but I would have to give them back to him every week. He would come in. So, you know, there was a man by the name of Prince Kaz. He kept in contact with me because I used to run with his son, Tyan, out on the street. And he wanted to become the Israelite teacher. So they kept in contact with me. Then I started getting connected with the kingdom. I got connected with the kingdom in 1997. Right. Like I was telling you, a brother by the name of Snow from Pittsburgh, because I was at SCI Pittsburgh, out in Pittsburgh, PA, and he was maxing out. His sister came with the second wave of Israelites that left and with the Demona.
I got you.
So her brother started teaching me about the kingdom.
Yeah. So
I would start taking college courses at Penn State for journalism, because at the time they still had the colleges and the state correctional institutions in Pennsylvania before they took it out. So my major was journalism. So I started getting real good at my craft writing. So I wound up getting connected with a man by the name of Shah Eliashu, who's the Minister of Information of the Kingdom of Yah, along with Shah Ahmadi up in Yahuda, but I was connected with Shah Eliashu. So he started teaching me by the way of the School of the Prophets. I wanted to get my degree in Divine Hebraic Fundamentalism at the School of the Prophets Institute in Demona. I wound up coming home, wound up going to DC, getting with a man by the name of Sart Yaxilia and Ator Amios, and Ator, who's now Nasib Benaya. They absorbed me in the kingdom. Then I opened up with other brothers the Philadelphia jurisdiction, or extension of the kingdom of Yah. Yeah. And as time progressed, I wound up declaring sovereignty. I started studying up on sovereignty and how it connected with the Torah. I wound up getting rearrested because once I declared sovereignty, I just violated parole. I stopped reporting and all that.
Yeah.
So you know, so 2010 I got locked up for 5 years. Because of that, I failed to quote unquote register, all of that. So now I'm fighting in the system. I won, I beat them. They let me out the end of 2014. I'm done. I have no parole on me. I have nothing on me. And ever since, you know, I've been with the Prince. The Prince seen all the work that I've been doing over this. I mean, I've done so much work. I wrote for the Jerusalem Chronicle newspaper for 5 years. I was contributing college. I wrote for the African World View. I wrote for Philadelphia Tribune. Oh man, I've been on countless radio shows. I have a book out called Our True History of the Diaspora and Our Freedom. I also finished writing a book. Yes, is somebody out there?
To me, Charlotte Dean.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, they outside.
Yeah, can you bring them in for me?
It's like 4 guys.
Yeah. They all Israelites.
Okay, I didn't know who they were.
Yeah, they all Israelites.
Okay.
As Tom, and that's good that they hear. That's when we get interviewed. Very powerful. Man, I'm mad at you, man. You getting the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's going to be an honor to meet this brother because I known him for some years, but this is the first time that I'm meeting him. So, as I got a surprise for y'all, so a lot of people Okay. What's up? Yes, sir. Shalom, Shabbat. I know who you are. I seen you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We up in this piece, he proved in his
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shalom, shalom.
Israel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Pull up. The
got-
Batmobile.
We got brothers all the way.
No, this the Brewmo.
This the
You
Batmobile.
see the sign, right?
Absolutely.
Almost there.
Welcome to
Absolutely.
Israel
Prince
Life.
Asiel in the other room.
Oh, he in there?
Yeah, he in there. So we
I
got
ain't seen him.
introduced to the family.
Yeah.
You on the Mighty Hebrew University TV.
Oh, what's up? What's up, Israel? This your brother Mikael Ben Israel. Straight out the shy, Hebrews in the hood, walls of Jericho. You know, I always keep it funky with my brews when it comes.
Absolutely. So what was I? I was speaking about the books. Yeah, the
Yeah.
books. So the completion of my True History, Diaspora, and Our Freedom that's done. You can order that online. It's 385 pages. I speak about our Hebraic traditions going back to the ancient Lemurian Atlantean Empire, then going into post-antediluvian civilizations, dealing with the sons of Noah, all the way to today, how we lost our heritage and culture.
Real quick, give somebody, like somebody's watching this video right
Absolutely.
now. They heard your testimony, and man, he went to jail, these things happened, he was caught this. Still, if somebody's out there right now, they're listening to what we're talking about, what would you tell them would be, hey, they want to come to find out who they are. They've been stimulated, they've been hearing all of us talking about Hebrews and we're Israelites. Give them the message real quick to let how they'll know that, hey, I'm an Israelite and what I need to do. What are the steps in walking this way?
Oh,
Give them
absolutely. I mean, I give you the basic fundamentals. You definitely, for now, until you learn Hebrew, to get you a good King James version / African Heritage Study Bible right there. It's a King James version, but it has some very good footnotes and commentary from two prominent schools of thought. The African Hebrew Israelites of Jerusalem, that's over in Des Moines, Israel right now, and you have some real powerful Christian scholars like Dr. King Hope Fender that is involved in this. Dr. King Hope Fender is actually the director. He was the one that orchestrated it, but he got the footnotes, on the Hebraic heritage of our people from the Israelites of Des Moines. That's a must to get. Along with, from Babylon to Timbuktu, you need with you. You also going to need Israelites and Jews, the significant difference. That's the two books. Oh, and one more, God, the Black Man, and Truth. So they are the three books that I think an individual, a beginner, should start and read Deuteronomy chapter 28 along with Leviticus 26. And as you begin to grow, the best bet to do is start to now milk yourself amongst Hebrews. They're on, so you can go on Facebook, you can go on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. There's Israelite Congregation. Look, me and this brother, we met on social media. See, a lot of people, they try to say social media is not, people that deal with social media, that's not work. It all depends on how you use social media. If we're using social media to connect with Israelites all over the world, that's what we should be using it for. Then that it can be used in the proper way, and we can look. I'm from Philly, he from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? We both played the streets. Now look at us, we both in Yah. But there was an avenue that we connected, and it's an honor, to even be in your presence, man. I've been wanting to meet you for a long, me and you done did so many, and I did so many talk shows with this brother. Wow. But this is the very first time we're meeting up face to face.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And
we the hub then.
Yeah, you the hub of this whole situation. So that's how it starts. And as you develop, you're going to get into more understanding. Now you're going to start studying about Israelites in West Africa, Central Africa, East Africa. But there's a process. You don't want to just get the book from if you're beginning Hebrewism to West Africa. You're not going to understand it because that was written in 1930. And during that time, there was a lot of racism going on. So with that and understanding by that way of that retrospect, then you have to start from the beginning. So then now you'll be able to put one and two together, correct? To see where the racism is at, how we fit, because right now there's a large wave of Afrocentric, Black conscious Kemetic scholars that's lying to the people saying, well, if you take this DNA test, you're gonna come up as an Igbo or this, that, the third, and they're not Israel. But that's not true. What we fail to understand is if you take a DNA test, I've done it. I went to African Ancestry. It's in Silver Springs, Maryland. They mail you this package, and in the package is a cotton swab. You cotton swab it, let it dry in the air. Then you package it back up there, send it. They got over 20,000 tribes in the database, whatever they got, at Silver Springs, Maryland. This is the only DNA researchers that try to link you to a certain tribe. But what they don't tell the people, and many of these Afrocentrics don't tell you, is that they only connect less than 1% of your DNA. That's all they do.
Wow.
So basically, what they're saying is, maybe I connected with them, but that don't necessarily mean I'm them per se. But even if that be the case, when we do study modern DNA, it's only going to give us the modern names of people. They're not going to say, well, your DNA goes back to the tribe of Judah. It's not going to say that. It might say less than 1% of your DNA goes back to the Igbo. Now it's for us to study the Igbo tradition and see what they say in their anthropology or their cultural heritage by the way of giving us the oral traditions, how they got from northeastern Africa to western Africa. And the Igbo is over 500,000 strong. So in that understanding, we got all these Igbos, these Mandinkas, these Fantis, these Akan people, all these people saying that they're Yisrael. But then when it comes to the Kemetic scholars, we can't find nowhere in the continent that they're saying, yo, I'm Kemetic, you know, the Metanega, this, that, the third.
Bro,
You don't see.
the spirit this is crazy. This how the spirit of the Most High moves, bro.
Hallelujah.
I don't know if you know this. Well, you had no way of knowing this previous to me getting it.
Okay.
Well, we actually working on something right now because, you know, it's this long beef between the Yoruba and the Igbo. And us coming up, we used to think the Yoruba was Hamites.
Yeah.
But they're
To
not.
find out they're not. They actually derived from the Igbo. That brother right there is a Yoruba. Brother Ade.
Right,
He
right.
said, we got a whole thing's father and them got a whole layout,
Dang.
man. They Israelites, man. And they trying to mend fences between the Igbo and the Yoruba.
Right.
Because right now it's gonna come down on them all that Biafra thing that's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on right now.
Right,
It's gonna get
absolutely.
real ugly.